Hi, Cornea Solutions here. Again with a tutorial on Excel Vlookup. Consider subscribing to get more tutorials on Excel. We will start with the definition. According to Microsoft, Vlookup is a function that's useful when you need to find things in a table or range by row. For example, look up a price of an automotive part by the part number or find an employee name based on their employee ID. The formula is as follows: equals Vlookup, bracket open, lookup value, comma, table array, comma, column index number, comma, exact match, close bracket. Don't worry, we will start with a further explanation of this formula or function. Equals Vlookup, bracket open, lookup value stands for the value we want to look up for. Table array is where you want to look for it. Column index number stands for the column number in the range containing the value to return. Exact match stands for return an approximate or exact match, indicated as 1 is true for exact match or 0 is false. It's important to note that as table array you can also select complete columns instead of a table or a certain range. For exact match, 0 is useful for text lookups as it is an exact match, and 1 is handy for values. Don't worry if this explanation is not clear yet. We will right now check 2 example exercises I've prepared for you. Let's check them out, shall we? Now we will look at the first example I've prepared for you guys. Just to help you to be able to follow more efficiently, I've put a cheat sheet of the formula right here, so you can check whenever you want at the formula. I've also put several fields with a yellow background that are the compartments of the formula, so you can easily follow whenever we need to select a certain field and understand why we select those. Here we will be putting the result of the first and second formula. On the left hand side you can see a table. The first column has the name of the employees, second column country has country of the employees, and the third column has the email address. Of course this list can be very long, but for this example I've made a short list, so the Vlookup may come in handy for this. In this example we will look up the country and the email address of Carla. We will begin first with the country. We start by typing equals Vlookup, open the brackets, click on the field that we need to look up for. The lookup value is Carla in this case. Semicolon or comma, depending on your settings of Excel. Now we have to select a table array. You can select the table or you can select the columns in which the data need to be looked up at. Semicolon or comma. Now we have to input the column index number where the return value is. The country is on the second column of our selection, so we have to type number 2. We type again a semicolon or a comma, and lastly we have to determine whether or not it should be an exact match. We are looking up for a text value, so it should be an exact match, so we have to type down 0 here. When we close the bracket and type down enter, we see the result Australia. Now for the second time we will do it a bit quicker. Equals Vlookup, the lookup value is again Carla, the name, in the following table selection. The table array is A3 to C7. Please make sure that the first column of your selection of table array is the column where we are looking up the value. Then semicolon or comma. Now we type 3 because the third column is the email in our selection. Semicolon 0 for an exact match, close the bracket, and we get the email address of Carla. What's also interesting of Vlookup is if you change the lookup value, the formula will adapt the results of the Vlookup formula. So let's say instead of Carla, we type down another name, for example Jenny, and type enter. You will see that the formulas will adapt the return because Jenny is residing in France according to our table, and her email address is as follows. You can do the same for other values such as Mike. Now we have the results for Mike. Now for this second example, I will show you a practical case that I myself used a lot for my job. Imagine you have two tables. Both of the tables have a matching column with values, for example the name of the employee. One table is missing some information that the second table has, and vice versa. With the Vlookup formula, what you can do is also merge the information of both tables into one. This is only possible if both tables have a matching column with values. For this example, we will base everything on the column name because our first table and the second table have that column with the same values. Of course, if you would do this manually, for instance, if we would take the department of every employee of table 2 and paste it on our table 1 to the corresponding employee row, it could take a lot of time if our list was very long. Let's go ahead by typing equals Vlookup, open the bracket, our lookup value is the name Jenny, semicolon or comma. Now we go to our second table and select our array. It is best to select the columns to be sure. Semicolon or comma. The department, as you can see, is on the second column of our selection. So we type down 2, semicolon, 0 for an exact match because it is a text. Close the bracket, enter. You can see that the formula filled in for every row in our table. Now we will do the same for the color. We type equals Vlookup, open the bracket, the lookup value is again Jenny, semicolon or comma, our table array, you select the columns that are relevant. The first column needs to be, of course, the lookup value column where we look up the name, semicolon, the color is the third column in our selection, so the column index number is 3, semicolon, 0, close the bracket, enter, and you see the formula is applied again for every row. Imagine if you had a very long list, you can save a lot of time with this formula. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. This was my video on Excel list data validation. I will be posting more Excel tutorials but also other software tutorials. Please subscribe and like to stay updated and share to support the channel. Thank you very much. See you soon.